Normal again. Yeah,
Yeah, a little better.
a little bit. Hey, better than the room for the last 48 hours, eh?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Did you all have to do that as well?
Yeah. Couldn't wait to get out.
Everyone did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Alex, what's fight week like as the champ, man? You get a little more respect, get a little nicer room here at the hotel.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you get the villas and that, so that's pretty cool. You know, it is all good. Yeah, it was especially being in lockdown for the 48 hours. It was good to have a nice room. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
That's a new thing, obviously. None of us have ever gone through quarantine when we got to a fight week before. Give us an idea. How does that change everything in terms of your fight week routine?
Man, it's just like for me, I adapt to whatever's in front of me, so it doesn't really matter. I just go through the process. It's usually pretty much the same. We're usually stuck in a hotel anyway. Maybe not stuck in your room like we were, but usually, you're stuck in the hotel and you do the media, you do everything. So it's still sort of the same. It was a little bit different, but at the same time, still feels the same. But now that we're mingling more with everyone, it feels a lot better.
I like it. Obviously, we've known this fight's coming for a while. People have been talking about it. What do you make of Max's kind of continued insistence that he thought he won the fight? He keeps saying, I thought I did enough, the judges will break your heart, that sort of thing. What do you think when you hear that?
Man, I don't know where he's going with it. I think he's showing a side of himself that I haven't seen before, and I don't think it suits him very well. Yeah, man, it's just a whole narrative of, leg kicks not working. He thought he won the fight, biased commentary for me, and I'm like, man, like if anything, it was like completely opposite. That's what everyone was saying. So I just don't know where he's going with all that. I think he's just, yeah, man. I've been saying like he sounds a bit salty. He sounds a bit, he's got a sour taste in his mouth. I don't know what it is. I guess losing's hard, but I mean, I just didn't think he would take it that way, and I think he's just starting to take it a little bit too far, and I don't know where he's going with it. But at the same time, well, as he says, it is what it is. If he's going to act like that, whatever, he's going to be even more sour this weekend.
The other thing he said I found was interesting. He said that he thinks you're still acting like a challenger instead of a champion with the things you're saying with your attitude. But it's funny because when you and I talked the other day, you said, hey, it's always the same to me. I'm trying to prove things. So I wonder, like, is that an insult to you or is that almost a compliment?
Man, like, I'm the champ. Yeah, he can say whatever he wants. I'm the champ. I got the belt. I beat him. So, he can say, I still feel like whatever. It doesn't matter. That's just who I am. That's the type of guy. That's what I said. I go, I'm a champion chasing the contenders. I'm looking at all of them, every single one of them. I'm going to take out Max this weekend. That's what I plan on doing. And this ain't cockiness, but I just believe in my abilities. And to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that's the number one contenders. So I've got my eye on all these contenders. I've said it from day one. I'm chasing these contenders, so he can look at it the way he wants. But that's just who I am. I ain't sitting on the top and be like, yeah, cool, I'll chill on top. That ain't good enough for me. I've got my eye on all of them. I'm coming for them all. If you want to be the GOAT in the division, you need to take out your number one contenders. And that's what I plan on doing. So, I guess I still feel like a challenger in a way. That's just how I look at it. That's how I keep myself motivated. I'm going to look for things to keep me motivated. And that's why this weekend I'm motivated and I'm going to put him away. And if he's going to keep acting the way he is, he's just going to make it feel even better once my hand gets raised.
I like the scratch on the nose there. Is that like the old Rich Franklin black eye or something?
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, like it's a training camp? Or
just the last sparring. Just got a couple of little scratches, but probably looks worse than it is. It looked worse when I had the big fat Band-Aid that was on. It looked like my nose was that fat because it was like a chunkier Band-Aid, but I thought I'll take it off. It probably looks better with just the little scratches. Because people started going like, oh, what's with your nose? And like everyone started stressing and this and that, but it's all good.
Nice. The last thing for me, I mean, obviously this is a big fight. This will solidify your position. You don't want to look past it, but what is your plan as a champion? I mean, how do you see... Are you already looking at names, like you said, to chase people down? Do you have a plan? Where do you go from here?
Man, look, keep winning. I always say I'm not fighting for legacy and whatnot, but I want to fight. I want to stay active. I want to be the GOAT of this division. And there's still, again, I'm a realist. There's still a way to go. You need to defend your belt. You need to defend against number one contenders, and that's why we have a ranking system. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. So, I'm not looking past Max. I've got a job to do this weekend, but I know once I take him out, there's going to be someone else. And, the division, featherweight division is stacked at the moment. It really is. And we've got all the top guys that are going to be fighting each other. So there's going to be a clear number one soon, and I'm going to have my eye on him. You know, it's a good time to be on the top of the featherweight division. So we've got a bunch of killers that want to take that from me. I ain't gonna let it happen.
Alex, you're saying that beating him, if he's going to carry on acting like this, is going to feel a bit sweeter.
Yep.
Are you finding his comments more annoying because Max is known as a nice guy, and so it's a bit surprising?
Yeah, it is more. You know what I mean? Again, like everyone knows my take on him. I don't hate the guy. You know what I mean? Even though I'm saying this sort of stuff, but I just, again, straight after the title, I was like, he was a great champion, and I respected him. He was who he was the whole way through his process, and I respect him for that because I believe that's how I am myself. You know, I take pride in me being who I am, getting to the belt and even holding the belt. You know, that's just this is who I am, and this is what I have pride in. That's how I thought he was, and then just seeing him, just act the way he is. It's just he just seems real salty and like a bit of a sore loser. But maybe I'm taking it the wrong way. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just looking at things to use as fuel. Because again, that's what I am. I'll find motivation wherever I can. But he's definitely saying things that just don't really make sense. And I don't know where he's going with it. Maybe he's spent too much time. Obviously, we've all had this isolation. Maybe he's gone a little crazy. I don't know. But again, I still respect the dude, but chill out, man.
I'm sure you've been asked about this already, but the Zoom comments, he's only had a training camp through Zoom, stuff like that.
Everything like that. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know where he's going with all this. You know, is he already making excuses for when... Look, I don't know. Again, I don't want to put words in his mouth. Maybe he has to do it to again... I got exemption to train, right? I had to go through a whole process. Again, I don't want to accuse him of nothing. Maybe because he didn't do that, he's not allowed to. Obviously, you're not allowed to do the contact training. You might get himself in trouble. So I won't say too much on that. But he's been training. That's all. Everyone in here knows he's had contact training. And again, I don't know the reasons why he's saying that, but yeah, I'm prepared to fight a fully prepared Max. That's all I'm ready for.
As a top tier athlete, if he wants to win his championship back, if that was the case, do you think he's doing himself a disservice? Like, why would you come into a title fight having only had that preparation, or do you buy his argument that a fighter has to fight at any moment?
Man, a rematch to try and win your belt back, doesn't really make much sense. You know what I mean? I beat you on a fully prepared, while you were fully prepared, full camp, and now you're going to do a camp just playing Call of Duty and, not doing any training or any contact training. You know what I mean? It just does not make sense. What is he all of a sudden just fighting for the money now? I don't believe that. I still think he wants to beat me. He wants to get that belt back, and to do so, he needs training partners. And I still don't think it's going to be enough. You know what I mean? Again, I still respect the man. He's done some great things in our division, in this sport. But, the blessed era has ended in the featherweight division. I'm going to prove that this weekend. And, I don't want him making excuses of him not having a camp and then people making excuses for him using that rubbish. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, people already make excuses for me for the whitewash that I did last fight. Now they're going to use this lame excuse that no one believes.
Is that a concern for you, that he's already feathering the nest for people to...
No one believes it, so... Nah, not really. You know what I mean? Again, if people do it, whatever.
You already said that you were looking forward to dominate the division and keeping active.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean that does not cross your mind the idea at going after the champ status?
Man, I'm not chasing it. That's what I want to make clear, and I've made clear since I won that belt. I don't want to be the type of champion that's avoiding my number one contenders and trying to look for everyone but my number one contender, whether it's someone well down the line or someone in a lower division or a higher division or whatever it is. I'm not chasing them. I'm not calling them out. I'm not trying to avoid my number one contenders. I got my eye on the number one contenders. If something comes to me, then we'll talk. I'll maybe consider it, and then that's when that's when we can make it happen. But at the same time, again, I've got my eye on my contenders. Yeah, I've got a division to hold, and I don't want to hold my division up. And I want to take out all the number one contenders. Again, that's if you want that GOAT status, that's what needs to be done. And I believe I'll get there. And if I do what I plan on doing, it won't be too long.
Who are you picking in Aldo against Tian?
Who am I picking?
Yes.
Look, that's going to be a very competitive. I seen I'm going to get probably real technical with this one, but I know Peter Yan, and he's a gamer and he's a pressure fighter, and I find it hard for Aldo to be able to keep up with that pace. I think it's going to be pretty competitive early, but Peter Yan's pace is just going to end up taking over in the later rounds.
So you said you're keeping an eye on your division, the top contenders. Who do you see the top contender right now?
Well, the reason why people ask me why you're even taking this rematch, because you shut Max down in the last fight. It was a clear win, but there's no clear number one contender right now. That's why the fights that probably should have happened a few months ago or at the start of the year are about to happen. Supposedly you've got like Korean Zombie and Brian Ortega, Yair Rodriguez and Zabit. And these are fights that needed to happen maybe at the start of the year, and then they would have been a clear number one contender, and Max probably wouldn't have got this opportunity. But that didn't happen. And right now the biggest fight in this division is a rematch. That's why I eventually said, all right, this is the fight I want. The UFC were pushing that anyway. And I told my team, look, that's the biggest fight right now. That's the biggest fight for my profile, for the division. Bring it on. Let's prove ourselves again and show everyone why I'm the best featherweight in the world.
You have an idea in the contenders, but there's a big name calling you out over and over again. It's Cejudo. Is that someone you're interested in? Maybe if he comes back.
As I just said, the opportunity was a few months ago while we didn't have a clear number one, and there's going to be number one contenders very shortly. You know what I mean? Like I said, we've got some big fights happening, and for someone to push in front and cut the line, we need to be compensated. You can see I want the number one contenders. I don't want to take out someone like Cejudo, and that doesn't really help my career. I believe that. That's a. You know what I mean? I believe that I'm meant to win that fight. You know what I mean? That's I believe that's a fight I definitely can win, and everyone knows that. So that's. You know what I mean? If you get what I'm trying to say, so I want fights that are going to push my legacy, push that GOAT status. So if he's going to cut the line, I need to be paid for it. That's what I think.
You mentioned about being locked in a room before coming here, and after you got here in Abu Dhabi. How did that affect your weight cut for this fight?
Oh, it was good. Like I said, the process here. Once I got on the plane, the process from everyone at the hotel has been unreal. You know what I mean? So everything's been smooth sailing. They've been bringing the meals to us. The water was in there. Everything I needed. We had the mats there training. You know what I mean? It's been good. Even though we was locked in the room, I was lucky enough to have the team in there as well. So it was good banter. Had the water, was water loading, eating, doing what we had to do. So it was all good. It wasn't too bad. But it is good to be out and mingling with everyone again.
Yeah. The most important question I think is, what are your thoughts on Max Holloway hair?
What are my thoughts on
Max
hair?
Holloway's hair, yeah.
On his hair? I don't know. Maybe it's to go with his whole narrative of him not training. I don't know. Maybe I couldn't see a hairdresser either. I don't know, but I don't know. I guess that looks cool. Yeah, good on him.
Alex, one last one. UFC champ is one thing, but published author, that's another one.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What motivated you to do that? And what are your thoughts on that?
It's just something it got brought to me by someone, and I thought, this was a great idea. People always talking about, what's your brand, and this is something that I am proud of, and I can say is a part of my brand. I pride myself as most of the times you've ever talked to me. I try and be that, a respectful man. That's just who I am. I'm not perfect. I know that. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm always trying to be. And one thing I said before, I take pride in the fact that I can be myself, and I'm proud of being a humble champion. I don't need to be something I'm not. And we sometimes as fighters get portrayed as, we can be portrayed as thugs sometimes, through media, and that's not how a lot of us are. Most of the people I've met in this sport have been some of the most respectful people I've ever met, and people don't get to see that, and I want people to see that. I know kids can look up to a lot of fighters because there's so many good, respectful, and there are great athletes that they can look up to, and I want to push that forward. I'm glad, I'm very excited that we've done this because the book is all about morals and and hard work, eating right, all the things that you want your your children to know. So you know what I mean, and that's what martial arts has always been about. You know what I mean, discipline, and you name it, and people start to forget that. And I don't want people to forget that, because that's what it's all about. And I feel very happy that I get to push this out there and let everyone know that we're not all thugs. We are good people, and I take pride in that.
Are you going to go through a process like Dan Hooker had to when he flew back to New Zealand, I guess, after the fight, to stay 14 days away from his friend, from everyone?
Yeah. So the whole process is going to be there. I have to do the quarantine, 2-week quarantine. So it's going to be hard, but to bring money back to the family, this is what needs to be done. So this is my job, and again, this is a huge opportunity for me that I couldn't really miss. And I didn't. At least my camp, I got to do at home the whole time. So I got to spend more time with them during camp. But there's probably going to be 3 weeks of me being here, and then 2 weeks in quarantine. But again, that's just a part of what needs to be done. You know what I mean? Again, this is I do this for my family. So there's a bit of sacrifice that goes in with it, but this is how I make that money.
Australians in New Zealand seems to be doing really well with the pandemic. What's the likelihood of the UFC doing an event there? Do you think it's possible, even if it's only with local fighters?
An event there soon,
Yeah.
because things are going very good. I think that's definitely a good option. I think that's something that they should do, because you can have a crowd there. You know what I mean? Like, things are going really good over there. Obviously, there's still going to be protocols, and I'm sure there's a lot of hurdles that need to happen as well. But I'll be all for that. I think that's unreal, and I'd be there.
Last one for me. There was a football player from Australia that recently quit soccer to fight MMA. Isaac Richards. Do you know him?
A soccer player is going to do MMA.
Yeah, goalkeeper.
Oh, okay.
United. Do you know him?
I didn't know
Isaac
that.
Richards, yeah.
That's
Just
cool,
announced
though.
it.
That's cool.
Maybe he can
Mate,
to your.
he can come train with me anytime. How heavy is he? It doesn't matter. I'm used to the big boys anyway, even if he's bigger. Everyone's bigger than me, so it's all good.
Thank you guys.
All right?
Yep.
Sweet.